All right, we're going to be looking into two CVEs that when you chain them together, it's going to give you a noPac exploit. The two CVEs that we're going to be chaining together is going to be CVE 2021-4278 and 2021-4287, 42287. Again, both of them are going to be the noPac exploit. Here's the repository where I found this. And here's the noPac. So a little bit about this exploit. This exploiting both of those CVEs will impersonate a domain admin from a standard user. Okay? There's a couple things that we have to consider before jumping into the exploit. The first thing it's required is that your current user has this privilege, SeMachineAccountPrivilege. This is essentially where this is what it gives you the ability to create computer accounts. That's all you need to know. If you have this privilege, that means that you're able to create computer accounts. Now, that's one thing. The other thing that I was reading, and here's the notes that I'm gonna leave for you. I was looking into the article, and the MSSR adversary website confirms the build number. This one, 10 and onwards on Windows servers, WinBer, it's patch. So anything under this number is vulnerable. So one thing we can do is we can go to our RDP session and run WinBer, like Windows version. So WinBer, and our current version build is this one, which is 1821, and it's definitely before that. So that means that this computer is potentially vulnerable to both of these chain exploits. So we have two things that we need. The domain user is able to create computers because of the privilege, and also the computer built-in version, it's before the patch when roll out. So that's good. So now let's jump into the noPac proof of concept. Here you can let's see, I already cloned the repository. Here's what I downloaded. So I am gonna go back, I'm gonna CD to where I have the tool, and then I'm gonna activate the tool. The tool itself comes with a scanner.py, which is helpful if you don't have a remote shell. In this case, we already have a remote shell, so we don't have to do scan the target. But let's say you do not have a way to see which version, or if your current user has the privilege to create computer accounts. With this, I'm gonna leave you this command, and all this is gonna do is gonna see if you can create computers. I've already got everything set up, all the domain, the user, the password, and we're gonna go everything through LDAP. So if you remember the quota, this is for you to, is by default, and this user can create up to 10 computers. That's all we need to know. Now, for right now, we have checked all the three boxes. The built-in version seems to be vulnerable. We have a domain user that can create computers. And now let's see if we can take advantage of that. Here's the proof of concept. Now I did run this, and I was able to run it in 2 different forms. I'm gonna show you the most straightforward in one command to get the system admin system32 shell, and just run it just using one command, which is this one. And I'm gonna explain everything that the command is doing. So at this point, you already know that the target, our current user, can create computers, right? So we're running the exploit against our domain, utilizing our user's credentials, the IP, impersonate. We're gonna do the administrator again. Use LDAP. Now we do have the .shell attribute available. I got that from here, which is gonna drop a shell via SMB_exec. I personally like to use PSNsec. You can always customize or modify the script, and then just instead of SMB, you can use PSNsec. I'm just gonna leave it like that for now. So let's run the command, and then I'm going to walk you through everything that's going on. So you already know the exploit work. We have obtained system32. Now, what just happened? Because this tool utilizes 2 exploit chain together. I'm gonna walk you through my notes so I can point you the details. The CVE 2021-4278, that's gonna be your name spoofing. Here, it's gonna run. We already know that the user has a quarter or 10 computers. That's the domain controller, and it's going to create a fake computer. The computer that is creating, because the user can create computers, is creating this computer, and it's just generating this password for the computer. Now, where the first CVE comes in, it's going to be here. This is the name spoofing. It's going to rename the computer to CD01. And notice that our computer, notice that the target computer is called DC01, right? So you can already tell what we're gonna do here. What the exploit is trying to do is trying to create something similar to the original domain controller name, with the exception of not omitting the money sign. So a little bit about the money sign. If you ever see like a computer that, what the money sign, this means is a computer object. But what the first exploit is just naming the computer and omitting the $sign. That's the entire idea for the first exploit. Now, here's where the second exploit comes in, which is 4287. Since we already obtained it's obtaining the administrator cache, before it makes it to here, remember the S4U2self is going to appear again. It's going to keep appearing all this time. It's going to go back to the KDC, and then once it finishes requesting the ticket, it's going to request a S4U2 proxy, but the KDC is going to say, wait a minute, I can't find DC01. And because the KDC is super helpful, it's going to say, wait a minute, do you mean DC01 money sign? It's going to say, Oh, here it is. It's gonna say, do you mean DC01 money sign? Which you already know that DC01 computer is the original domain controller. And we're just gonna say, yeah, that's what I meant. So essentially what you're gonna get is you're gonna get the original or the main cache from the original machine, because you utilize the first CVE to rename your computer to something very similar to the original computer. So that's how the CVE 4287, which is called Kerberos KDC confusion, comes in. So that's basically the entire noPac exploit that is explained utilizing the two CVEs. And as you can see, you're able to get a 1632 reverse shell as the administrator, and I hope that can help.